Last episode, I sang things can only get better. And by God they did. 2 games later, we are out of the relegation zone. Can this continue? Let's find out. Run the intro. Hello viewers, as I said in the intro, we had 2 games off camera, the Chelsea game which I drew and the Brighton game which I won. The Brighton game was an absolute classic. It was 3-2, we were winning, then we were then we were losing, then we won again. It was a roller coaster of a game. McLean on form for both games yet again. And as I said as well, we are out of the relegation zone. Yes, it's only on, I think, goals scored or something, but we are out of the relegation zone. Today, we have Manchester United and Burnley. Let's get into the games. Right, so here is the team. In the 2 games I played off camera, we got hit with 2 injuries. The first one was Pookie, so he's out for a bit, and also Hernandez on that left hand side is out for a bit. I know I said that I didn't like Cantwell, but he kind of scored a really important goal in our last match, which got us points. So yeah, I'm no longer annoyed at Cantwell, so everything I said last episode, take that back. So the team, it doesn't look that different. I changed formation again. So I've gone back to control possession. I've gone back to control possession. And I've gone to this formation. So I've kept the formation that worked. I've just changed back to control possession. So the team is Krul, Aarons, Godfrey, Closer, Schmelzer, Rupp, Duda, McLean, Buendia and Cantwell on the wings, and then Borven up front. I'm going to stick with Borven for this game, but I might change to Dermich in the next game just because my strikers, I haven't had any of my strikers score yet, which is quite a worry. But yeah, so we're going to see how this goes. Let's get into the Manchester United game. So as you can see, there's Manchester United's team on the right. So they've got Romero in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Twanzebe, Lindelof and Ben Williams. And they've got Fred and Pogba in midfield with Mata, Fernandes and James with Martial up front. So they've got Rashford on the bench. What's happened to De Gea? Right, so De Gea is injured still. De Gea's not playing. Then maybe might be able to score past this team. Right, so let's get into the Manchester United game. As you can see, we're outside the relegation zone. Watford is yet to play on this game weekend. But apparently Manchester United are in poor form themselves. But we are bossing possession. Look at that. It's Manchester United. I'm playing a cautious mentality. No highlights. 0 highlights. Oh, should have kept my mouth shut. Really should have. Wan-Bissaka to Mata. I think they're in their half. So if we get a good tackle in, this could be a counter-attack here. Cantwell just picks up the ball. Over to Duda. Smeltzer on this left-hand side. Oh, see, this is what I wanted us to do. Bruno Fernandes is on this right-hand side. Is he going to cross it in? He is. Martial. James. Oh, my God. Aarons with a great block there. Might have just saved our arses from being 1-0 down at half-time. Or have I spoken too soon? Romero with his goal kick. Straight to Pogba's feet. It's Daniel James again. Fred to Pogba. Back to Fred. Back to Pogba. Just 1-2s for days. Williams on this left-hand side. Will he cross it in? Or is he going to go at his own? He went at it on his own. Thank God. Right. 0-0 at half-time. Starting off, we've still got loads of possession. So hopefully Aarons with the throw in over to Duda. Is he going to pull it down the line? No, he gets tackled, but picks it back up, back to Aaron's. Back to McLean, who's been a star recently. Every time I've called him a star, he mucks up. Literally every time. Martial's running through my team. Bruno Fernandes. Pff, I should stop calling McLean a star. Genuinely. Because he's just not. I might go to a more balanced approach. Now, this is a risky game, but I need to make a change. Cantwell's got to come off. I'm going to put Leitner on this left-hand side. And have him as an inside forward. Maybe. No, I'm going to keep him as an inverted winger. I might push Emmy a little bit further forward. And then I might just put Dermich on. Just so we might actually get a striker that scores. And those are going to be my changes. But we've got the most possession. I don't know whether we should go to a positive approach because we are having more of the ball. They're just passing it at the back here with Delot. Antoine Zabi. Loops it over the top to Igalo, who just heads it back to Pogba. Him and Fred seem to have been really good in this midfield. Rashford's got it, he's always dangerous. Rattles off the crossbar. I'm gonna tell him that I want more from them, because I do. And hopefully that has some kind of positive effect. I might have to go back to cautious here. They're dominating again. Krul collects the ball from the corner. Maybe this is a counter-attack after all. So he lays it off to Godfrey at the back. Closer, who's been making a few mistakes recently. Back to Godfrey. This is dangerous play against Manchester United. All the way to Closer, who puts it over the top. Lovely ball to Dermich, who's running onto it. Leitner on this left-hand side, it's not his most comfortable position. Back to McLean! Oh, I thought he did it again. I genuinely thought McLean did it again. That would have been special. Really would have been. But time's ticking. There's been no highlights. I don't think I want to make any more changes. Oh, but Pogba's over the ball with... Oh my god, what a free kick. If you look at the time, there's no time remaining. I can't believe they just robbed us. Look how far out that is. Krul should have done so much better then. I've been robbed. I genuinely feel robbed. Yeah, I'm going to tell them that they were underdogs and they gave it a good shot, because they did. And they did quite well. That's disappointing. Really disappointing. Thought we got something off United there, but right on the stroke of full time. Damn it, that's frustrating. Right, so I just saw that Watford lost 3-0 to Bournemouth. So, despite our 1-0 loss to Man United, we are still outside of the relegation zone with a few extra points on goal difference. So we're not behind where we were due to a loss to a big team like Manchester United. So just would have been nice to have a couple of extra points. Right, so we're at the Burnley game. I'm going to go to a balanced tactic. The team is unchanged from last time, apart from the fact that Borven is out and Dermich is in. Byron did come to me and tell me that he wanted more playing time, but I can't drop Aarons and I can't drop Emmy at the moment. Like, they are two of my better players. This right hand side of my team is so strong, and I don't really want to ruin that. Hoping my striker will actually score, which would be helpful. I'm risking McLean. He's got a tight groin, but I've got a few players on the bench that I know can come in if McLean gets genuinely injured. But I want to keep him in because he's got the best average rating in my team. How can I drop a player like that? So let's get into it. Right, so we now get to see the Burnley team. Classic 4-4-2 by Burnley. Pope, Loughton, Long, Peters, Taylor, Brownhill, Cork, Hendrick, Goodmanson, Wood and Barnes. Classic Burnley team. They've got no standout players, but they've got all good, solid players. Apparently, we owe Burnley after last time, so they must have lost to Burnley at some point earlier in the season. Right, so here's the start of the match against Burnley. If we can dominate possession again against Burnley, we might be able to do alright. I've started off on balance just to see how the game's going to go, and then I can switch either side if needs be. This is going to be a really short episode if this carries on. They've got a throw in. Barnes over to Hendrick. Over to Barnes. Is Hendrick going to cross it in now? He is. Over to Wood. Over. Apparently Wood scored a lot of goals this season, so kind of want to keep him quiet. Duda's on the ball now. Over to Emmy. Back to Duda. Oh, Duda. He's meant to be a great player, but he's given it away, and now Barnes is through on goal. Is he going to pass it on? He does to Loughton. Loughton looks like it's going to shoot, and it's straight in the back of the net. You could see it a mile off. Right, I'm going to go to positive once this replay's over. But you could just see Barnes waiting for Loughton and unmarked, and of course he's going to shoot from there. But again, poor goalkeeping by Krul. He's not looking as solid. Oh, I don't get a chance to go to positive. Is highlight straight from kickoff. We're just playing at the back nice and safely. Over to McLean, who pulls it over to Smelser on this left hand side. Pulls it back to Closer. Godfrey's got it now. Aaron's, they're just playing it along the back quite nicely. As long as they don't lose the ball, we should be alright at playing it at the back. Over to Duda for the first goal. Rupp's got it, back to Duda. Duda pulls a lovely ball over to Cantwell on this left-hand side. Is Cantwell going to cross it in? He does. Over to Dermich! Get in! First goal from a striker since I've been here, and it comes from Dermich, who hasn't started a game all season. So that's now 2 players that I've taken who haven't started a game before I got here, and then got him to score. But a lovely cross by Cantwell and lovely poachers type goal from Dermich. Lovely. Back level. So that's the end of the first half. 1-1. Right, so yeah, I am going to go positive, and I'm going to see how that goes. I just think going more positive is just going to... I think we're outplaying Burnley already, and I think that's just going to keep going if we go on positive. So Emmy with a corner, crosses it over. Everyone misses the header, and Duda's hopefully going to pick it up for us, but gets tackled by Goodmanson, who manages to keep the ball, and now they're going to go on a counter-attack. Hendrick puts a lovely ball over to Barnes, who pulls it back to Cork. Over to Peters, who pulls it back to Pope. That doesn't usually happen. Emmy picks up the loose ball. Into Duda again. Duda's pulling strings in that midfield. Lovely ball by McLean. Emmy, is he going to cross it in now? No. Emmy again gets the ball. Emmy still got it. Dermich again. Dermich. All that hard work by Emmy gets absolutely wasted by our striker. Don't know what was going on there. And now they've got a highlight. Along with the free kick over to Cork, who pulls it over to Loughton. Back to Cork. Westwood's now got it. Pulls it forward to Wood. Barnes, is he going to go through? No, he puts in Wood. Who scores? Who scores? Oh my God. Don't know what it is. Because we're playing good. To a point. But it's just... I don't know what it is with this team. I think both goals came from outside the... Yeah, virtually outside the box, both goals. It's a bit worrying. I don't understand why that's going on. But we need more from this team. So I think, unfortunately, I think McLean's going to have to come off. I think I think he's going to come off for Vranic. Vranic has really... If I click on Vranic, he's got really good passing, great free kick taking. So hopefully we can do to Burnley what Pogba did to us last time. I'm going to put Stiperman in for Cantwell on this left-hand side. Put him as an inside forward. See how that goes. But we need something else from this team. As soon as I made the changes, Loughton's got a free kick in a very worrying position. Because it's the same as what Long had. Over the top to Wood. Anyone going to tackle Wood? No, he free for Goodmanson. Back to Barnes, back to Goodmanson, and a goal. Virtually the same. It was from the same position as the first goal. And they've just cut me open again. I'm going to have to go attacking now. But the poor marking. Poor marking. Left Goodmanson open and Barnes, and Aaron's had to do the whole thing on his own. Which is very worrying. I do not need to see that he was onside. Who was that playing him onside? Don't know who it was playing him onside. What I might do is maybe slightly wider defensive stance, maybe, is the way to go. So maybe stop playing it out of defence. If we play for a few set pieces at the moment, try that. Be a little bit more direct, a higher tempo. Let's try this. Closer with the ball over the top, but just trying to get it over to Dermich, but Loughton just picks it up and they look so comfortable in possession. Loughton with a lovely ball over the top to Brownhill again. They are absolutely playing us off the park here, which is worrying. I'm going to demand more of my team because they haven't been good. And time's just running down. They've done nothing, absolutely nothing. That just sums it up. Yeah. I think I might slam the team for that because that was piss poor. Piss poor. So yeah, we're in the relegation zone again now because Villa won. So now we've got 3 teams on 11 points. I still haven't won during an episode yet, which is a bit annoying. So next time we meet, I'm looking at the fixtures. I could do the Villa game and the Palace game, but I kind of want to progress this series. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Man City and the Arsenal game back to back. Obviously, we do need to win the FA Cups, but I think we should get through the Oxford game reasonably comfortably. We drew them in the Cup. So I'm thinking play the Man City game, play the Arsenal game, get the series going. This, as I'm speaking about the series, this is where there's going to be a change in how I do the series. So I looked at the rules of the series again and realised this one was going to be a super duper long series. And, you know, with no time limit, nothing like that. And even if I put a time limit of like 20 years, you know, that's a lot of games to play in a series that may not even do well on the channel. So I'm thinking I'm going to change the rules. So Ferguson, when he was in charge of Manchester United, took them from 19th position on the 6th of November and got them to win the league in 6 years. So that will give me 5 full seasons and this season, the rest of this season, to win the league title. In that time, he also won 1 FA Cup and 1 League Cup. So what I need to do is win every single competition in England in 6 years with Norwich City, who you haven't seen me win with yet. So that is the change on the rules. then I'll be able to, it will then free my time up to do other series and stuff like that for, because I don't want to be primarily Football Manager content. I just thought it'd be cool to have a series on the channel to do with Football Manager, because it's a game I really do love. So yeah, that's how the series is going to change. That way, even if we do, like, I don't know, we've done we've done a couple of games from each month. If we did that, we'd get through the series reasonably quickly, with about 2-3 videos a week on this coming out. So yeah, I think this is the right decision for the series. I think this is how it will do well. Yeah, I think we can then progress this, move on to other series. So that's what's going to happen with this. So next time we meet will be Man City and Arsenal. I'll play these games in between, and I'll like I did at the start of this episode, I'll tell you how those games went, and hopefully by the next time we meet I might have won a couple of games, which means we don't have to beat Man City or Arsenal, but it would be nice to then beat them, so you can actually see me win a game. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!